let's go ahead and talk some AEW. Because we got Will Ospreay in the news. So there's pay-per-view coming up. Pay-per-view is called Double or Nothing. And as it usually happens when the pay-per-views are coming up, wrestlers, they go out, they talk to a bunch of different media outlets. Will Ospreay went and did a media appearance with a outlet called The Star. Now, do you think he went and talked about AEW and how their pay-per-view's coming up? Or did he talk about WWE again? If you said he talked about WWE again, you would be right.
Well, especially when the title says what angers him about wrestling and CM Punk and Roman Reigns and stuff.
There you go. So maybe it was not his fault. Maybe he just got baited into, oh, yeah, we got you here, but we want to talk about WWE.
Yeah, if he's asked about it, you can't really fault him for answering the question.
Yes. Now, I didn't listen to the whole interview, but there was a clip that came out of here that did start to make some rounds. What leads us to this said clip that's making the rounds? Well, he was asked about Forbidden Door and if there was anybody in WWE that he would want to work with. Bait question there, but he goes on this long tangent. He talks about how WWE is boring. He didn't watch WrestleMania, but he kept going with it. And then we finally get to the clip that made the wrestling world a buzz. So
it didn't go according to plan, but like at least they're like daring to try those things. Like, and I think there's lessons. I think honestly, if I want to be the next guinea pig for that match, I would happily volunteer myself to do an exploding barbed wire death match. But like, of course, like I respect WWE and I admire everyone there, and a lot of people think I hate Triple H. I really don't. Like, I've no problem. I've never met the guy before in my life. But for me, there's always this little bit of rivalry where I'll just be like, yeah, you guys are the biggest. Yeah, you guys are drawing the bigger houses. Yeah, you guys got the bigger deals. But the moment the bell rings, I think we're better than all of them. Like, I think honestly, on my worst day, I'm better than a lot of the guys in ring. In ring. Promo, you guys got like a bunch of guys. Punk's sick, Reigns is sick. There's still things that I need to catch up on. But in ring, I generally don't think there is anyone from that side that like matches any of our guys.
And there's the clip that is making the rounds.
What was the question?
So much
you know?
Like I said, the Forbidden Door sign was behind him, and I think he was like, if you wanted to do Forbidden Door with anybody over there, but that's speculation. I kind of skimmed to find this spot. As you see, it was 25 minutes.
So he said AEW is better in ring than WWE.
Yes. Number one, he said that yes, they have the bigger house, right? They're selling out tickets worldwide. They got millions of views on their weekly shows. Yeah, they got
more successful than us than every metric.
Except for in-ring, which matters zero, if we're being honest.
I'd say for wrestling, it's the yin and the yang. You need the story and the wrestling. I don't think you can have one without the other.
You can, but I think you just got to be good enough in wrestling.
True. Be believable.
Yeah. But the more ridiculous part, though, was him actually saying that on his worst day, he's better than anybody over there. Or, no, he said a lot of the people over there. And then he circled around and said that we're better than anybody over there.
I've never seen a Will Ospreay match. Maybe he is. But the only thing I hear about him news-wise is when he says shit about WWE. Like, I know Meltzer sucks his dick. That's about it.
Well, people call him the best wrestler in the world.
Well, that's not true.
He's not necessarily my cup of tea. And when I hear this kind of conversation, it's like, okay, so what are we even saying is like the best? Like, what are we judging it off of?
Is he like a Ricochet where he just does flips and shit?
From what I've seen, yes. Like, it's more spot fest, kicking out of moves you shouldn't be kicking out of.
Let me jump off a ladder on top of a ladder through some tables while landing on my feet.
Like I said, he got a tombstone on some steps and got up, basically no-sold it. So, yeah, I guess it's what you're saying is, like, the best.
Well,
like,
if that's his wrestling, then I can tell you he's not even close.
Yeah, so Just to name a few people that I would even start to say, this is off the top of my head. This is like now we're going too deep. Randy Orton, I would say, is better than Ospreay. Gunther is better than Ospreay.
He's
Like
the
that's
best.
two names right there. When I initially saw this, that's what I tweeted out. Like Gunther would say otherwise. I would say maybe AJ Styles is kind of boring, but
He's very
he would
vanilla.
rival. This is where it gets confusing because it's like, are you saying you can do more stunts and more flips, more rotations than anybody on the roster? Sure, but when I see wrestling, I think about like how you make me feel. Can you bring me emotionally into a match? Do you sell? That's a big part, selling. And here I am sounding like a geek, breaking down the graphs. But he started it, so now we have to talk about it. And again, he got asked the question, so you can't fault him exactly. Maybe he could have went the route of rather just talk about us, not them. But that's the Will Ospreay news. Again, he took the bait, but I hard disagree with the best wrestler outside of WWE. I would take Kenny Omega over him. I would take Hangman over him, MJF over him.
I think Kenny Omega would have been better suited for WWE. I mean, in the right circumstance, because I could see it going either way. He could either be like a main event or he could be a joke. Just kind of depends on which way the wind blows with him.
Yeah, it would have been during a Vince McMahon era, so it would have been a crapshoot on that one.
Right.
But I will also say, silently, WWE is going more towards like the people about that wrestling life. Penta. I don't know about Jeff Cobb. I haven't really watched too much of him, but
I just know him from Lucha Underground.
there's that. There's Jacob Fatu. As you can see, he's
All gas, no
wrestling.
breaks with it.
Yeah. Ray Phoenix, Chad Gable. I put him on the list there too. But there you have it. There's Will Ospreay.